India were expected to top their group. India have topped their group, but we started looking at realities and not speculation once we saw what they had in mind. We spoke before the tournament last, Fleming, and now we've seen that they did go pre-tournament with a plan. They'll have Rohit and Kohli open. They'll bat Pant at 3, while we may not have seen the big scores from them. Take me through how you rate that move and whether you see it continuing.
Job done. They had to make some hard calls. Jaswal was a great play. That's leaving out top quality players is always difficult. And having a plan and you stay to it when you've got great players sitting on the sideline is always very difficult, because it's tempting to keep looking where the grass is greener. But I like the job they've done. They've got through. This is a team that in some ways is picked for the finals, in my view. It's a team that has spinners that can dominate it. It has players that can dominate spin, and we've seen spin in the West Indies play quite a big part. Not so much in New York. So I think they've got job done, and they've got quite smartly a view of mine. This is how we want to play the key games now, going into hopefully the semi-finals final. And if you work backwards and say, this is the team I want for the final because these are the conditions I think, and then work backwards, then this looks some way what Rahul and the boys have done. They've picked a team that they think will maybe playing a turning track. This will give us our best chance at the top, and has good balance. And we've seen that sort of in stops and starts, and it's just been because of conditions. But I think they're in good shape.
Yeah, conditions therefore demanded perhaps that they play the extra seamer, specialist seamer in New York, which we expect changing to a wrist spinner. You see India going in with Kuldeep Yadav?
Yeah, look, I think so, but they've still got that opportunity now to do both, which is good. And horses for courses, you can't be so set in one way of playing that you miss the opportunities to take advantage of conditions, as you say. But yeah, I would think maybe Kuldeep would come in to provide that extra bit of wicket-taking flair if the wickets do provide the turn as they get a little bit more used and you get closer to the end of the tournament.
We feel like Ravindra Jadeja's tournament hasn't really kick-started. Akshar Patel's been given more ball time and bat time in the group stage so far. India are likely to play 2 left-arm spinning all-rounders in the same side, and anything that we can read into why they've not perhaps had more to do with Jadeja?
I don't think so. Sometimes it's hard to manage two players to do the same thing. Mitch Satner and Jadu sort of do the same role for us, and we sometimes find it hard around selection to get 8 overs of exactly the same skill set. They are different bowlers. They bowl differently. But both of them, when conditions are right, can be a real handful. So with their all-round skills and their batting skills, it allows India to try that. And Jadu, in the right conditions with the pace that he bowls, can be incredibly dangerous, which we've seen over many years. As Axar can provide a different type of attack if conditions are slightly different, like in New York. So they both are, there's subtleties around them both. But again, I hate that notion of left-handers can't bowl to left-hand batters. So we can dispel that myth, and both of those players can hopefully play a role.
If you had to pick a hole in this team, is there a obvious vulnerability?
Not really, and neither there should, because there's so much talent really to pick from. The vulnerability would have come from New York, where the ball's going to seam around, and from the pace bowling point of view, you have a little bit of uneven bounce. But they dealt with that quite well. The last game was, I thought, very mature the way they chased down the total. So they got through that, and I would expect if conditions are playing in some of the key venues like we expect them to do, then they should have all bases covered. And I thought the danger period was really New York, where we had no idea how it was going to play. And then dealing with the challenges that were there, they did that quite well. So I would expect this side and the talent they've got to get a little bit stronger.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।
Watch